Uh, See, first let me tell you, as we discussed, okay, last class we discussed about the demo, okay. The demo someone missed. I sent the video to check, and whoever is attended, okay. So what we are going to learn as part of this course, okay, is nothing but we have a very clear content, okay. Let me go through that one. One second. Yeah. So here we discussed very clearly. This is related to the Azure Data Engineer course content, okay, which will have a SQL. Then we'll be discussing Linux commands. Then we'll be discussing about data warehousing concepts. Then what is big data, Hadoop, Hive. Then what is cloud? What is the cloud terminology? Then we're going to Python and the Pyspark. Then we'll go to the exact Azure cloud and we'll be discussing Databricks, Data Factory, Synapse. Once this is completed, we can discuss about the Fabric also. Then we'll be discussing about CI/CD pipelines, how to move our code from one environment to another environment, and interview preparation will be there. Okay, if you're searching for a job, another thing, what kind of interview questions they'll be asking, the resume preparation, everything will be discussed. This is how it will go. In that first, we'll be starting the SQL. Okay. So what is SQL, Arjun? You know that one. It's a structured query language. What is SQL? It's a structured query language. You know. Okay. Now, what I wanted to say is this SQL is not only for Azure Data Engineer. This SQL, what I am covering, is for everyone. If you want to work in a data environment or data related jobs, or if you're working in a data related jobs, okay, you must know SQL. This SQL, whatever it is there, 15 years before I learned, okay, and I got a job last 10 years, 9 years, I'm teaching, okay, it is not going to change. Until data is there, it is not going to change this SQL. That means this is very, 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 very important. You should know each and everything very clearly. I'm going to cover. You'll be getting assignments and everything. Then the same thing you'll be doing in PySpark also. Okay. Same thing we'll be doing in ADF also. Same thing we'll be doing in a Synapse also. Okay. Same concepts or similar concepts. You'll be using some of the concept in Python also. It will be same. This will be one of your, okay, what you can say, basic fundamental thing which you should know. Okay. If you know this one, all other will be easy. If you are working in a data side, you'll be able to correlate. You'll be able to correlate. That's what I wanted to tell you first. Now, this SQL is a structured query language. Why we need this SQL? To deal with the data. What we discussed in the demo class, if you remember, okay, okay, what we discussed is we discussed about this one. What is data? A data is a any data which you're tracking. It's about you, it's about customer, it's about patient, it's about orders. That is called data. The data, if you're storing somewhere, is called database. Why we have to store? Okay, is nothing but to use to understand our business. What all databases are there? N number of databases are there in the market related to RDBMS. Okay, there are many are there, but in the classroom, which one will be learning? You'll be learning Oracle, but it's not only Oracle. If you want, I can show you that. I'm just telling. Then I'll go to installation. This is okay. One of the thing is called PostgreSQL. PostgreSQL is one of the database. Okay. So what I wanted to tell you is it can be any database. All the databases are almost the same. 80 to 90% it will be same. Okay. You can download and you can install. Okay. PostgreSQL. Okay. And you can practice here. It's up to you. It's up to you. Okay. Whatever you want to do. No, Arjun. I wanted to do, okay, SQL Server. I wanted to do SQL Server. It's up to you. PostgreSQL is open source. SQL Server is from the Microsoft. Oracle is from Oracle company. Anything you can learn, all are RDBMS databases. All are RDBMS databases. If you learn one RDBMS database, other will be easy. Other will be easy. Almost same. almost same, or 80 to 90 percentage will be same. Will be same. Here I'm just connecting here. The PG admin it's not connecting. That's not a problem. I'll check. Okay. Just I wanted to show you now. Okay. All will be same. Okay. This installation steps and everything I'm going to help you. So this will be like database, it will come. Okay. Here you go. Arjun database I created. New query you can do. And here you can start querying whatever you want. Arjun, I want to know what is the today's date. Select get date. If you do, it will give today's date. No, Arjun, I want to create a table. I can say create table. Okay. T1. Okay. ID, int, name, varchar. Okay. I can say create table is done. No, Arjun, I wanted to see what data is there. Select star from T1. I can do. Okay, I can do. No, Arjun, I want to insert the data. Insert into T1 values. Name is Arjun. Okay, I can insert the data. It will take care. Okay, string to binary. Sorry, ID name. Okay, truncated value A. Because I did not give it to property here. That's a mistake. Drop table T1. I'll tell you all the things. I'm just telling you all are same to give that field. First, I am telling you this one. Okay, create table, you execute. Then you do select again. Okay, now you go and insert the data. It will insert. Now, if you wanted to see what data is there, you can do select star from T1. Arjun, where you have done all these things? I have done in which one? SQL Server. Which one? SQL Server. Now I am doing, now I am doing, okay, in Oracle. Now I'm doing in what? Oracle. I'm just trying to give you that confident or feel, okay, everything is same. If you know one database, all will be same. That feel I wanted to give, okay. I'll just go to sys or any database. Here you have to give username, password. I'm going to explain everything. Don't worry. Okay. Sorry, sys user I'll not connect. Let me, okay, go to another user. It can be any user. Let me do system. Okay, connect. Password is wrong. I'll say Arjun. I think so. That's the password I give. Wrong. Fine. Okay. Okay. Now I connected here. Now, which database I am connecting? If you go and see, select star from v dollar version. This and all I'm going to cover. Don't worry. It's Oracle database. Oh, in Oracle database, I want to create a table. Okay, I did in a SQL server. You copy all these commands, you come and paste here. You come and paste here. Now you are which one? Oracle database. Get date. If you run, it will not work. It will not work. Instead of get date, you have something called sysdate from dual. Like this, if you do, it will give today's date. No, Arjun, I want to create a table. You go and run this one. Okay. What happened? Table is created. If you do select a star from T1, if you see there is no data. If you go and insert the data, it is inserting. Okay. And if you go and run the query again, it is seeing one and Arjun. You tell me, I perform these commands in SQL Server. Same commands I'm able to perform in Oracle. Same command I can go and perform in what? PostgreSQL also. It will work. That means what? If you learn one database, all other RDBMS databases will be similar 80 to 90 percentage. That understanding, you got it? That's my main intention to tell you now. That understanding you got, everyone. This is very, very, very important. Why, Arjun? Which company you will go, which team you will go, which project you will go. Okay, you don't know. You will be working one project. The project you want to go to another project. There they will say that we are using a different database. You should not worry at all. At the end, it's a database. If it is a database, SQL will be there. You have to run that query. Syntaxes will be 80 to 90 percentage will be same. 10-20 percentage there and here they'll be different. That different part you no need to worry much. Okay, while working also you can learn now because 80 to 90 percentage it will be same. Hope this is clear. As I said, it's a request. I'll be covering the concept. Then I'll be asking your confirmation whether you understood or not. That time I expect a response. Okay. That response will help me to understand, okay, whether you are understanding or not. Just to give me yes or no. If you have a doubt, unmute and ask so that it'll helpful. So the class will go in interactive mode. Is it clear, everyone? Everyone? Okay. Thank you. So I hope with this you understood. Okay. Yes. Okay. Well, I'm going to learn one, then I can work in on all other also very easily. Okay. This Postgres also. Okay. I'll tell. Okay. Why it's not working at all. I can check later. But right now you just leave it. It should work. Register. Refresh. 1 second. Connect server. Okay, let it load. I can show you. But that's what I told you in the demo class also. Okay. I started working in one database. Okay. But as part of my career in my 15 years, okay, I worked in different databases. I worked different databases. I worked. Okay. That and all again, it will be same. Okay. If you know one like a Oracle or SQL Server, all will be same. Whether you go for BigQuery, whether you go for BigQuery, okay, whether you go for Redshift, okay, whether you go for Azure SQL database, okay, or Azure Synapse, all are same. At the end, it's a databases. It have some queries. It have some queries. Fine. Arjun, what is the proof? You just shown only one example. I'm just telling, don't worry, okay. I'm using AI, okay. I'm using AI. I'm just telling, select department number, comma, count of star from EMP, where E name like percentile A, percentile, group by department number, okay, group by department number. This query is in Oracle. Can you give me, okay, similar, can you give me for same requirement, okay, query in SQL Server, Redshift, BigQuery, okay, Athena, Azure Synapse, okay, Postgres SQL. Last one I'm telling, Postgres SQL. You just see. Accuracy. Okay. In Oracle, this is the query. SQL Server, what is the query? Same query. Okay. Amazon Redshift, what is one? Same query. Okay. What is telling here? E name I like. Something it is adding. It's not like a like, I like. Okay. Fine. Just I like. Okay. Google BigQuery, it's what? Regular expression contains. What's telling? Regular expression contains, it is telling. Like it is not telling. Like it is not telling. If you go to AWS Athena, it is telling you like only, but lower of e name. That is just converting. You don't worry. If you go to Azure Synapses, it's telling what? Same query. If you go to PostgreSQL, it is telling what? Same query. So that means what? That means what? Okay. Whatever you did in Oracle, everything is same. Whatever you are doing in a Postgres, everything will be same. But if everything is same, why Arjun different databases? It's a different companies they're providing. Okay, it's a at the end, right? To store the data, we need software. That software, different people they okay spend time and invested money, and they came up with their own databases based upon company requirement, cost, support, different things will be there. Companies will be choosing the database of whatever they want. But at the end, for us, it's a database. We'll be just running the queries based on the requirement, based upon the requirement. I'll show you one more, then I will go to the actual one. Select substr of e name 1 comma 3 3 from EMP where department number equal to 10. For this, you give similar query. Okay, I'll just go and say again. Okay, what is that one? Okay, instr of e name a, okay, 1 comma 2. What is this now? Don't worry, I'm going to cover very clearly. But before that, I just wanted to set some expectation. For this query, you give me again. This is in Oracle. Okay. Now, if you go to SQL Server, it is having a substring, not a substr. Here we have written substr in Oracle. If you go to SQL Server, substring. And here we have written instr. Here it will be what? Char index. Char index. What is one? I will going to tell you. Then we have something called Amazon Redshift. It's the same substring like SQL Server. It's having what? A position instead of what? INSTR. It's having a position. Okay. But if you go to Google BigQuery, substr is substr only. But for INSTR, it's having what? A regular expression INSTR it is telling. For AWS, Athena, same substr, regular expression what? INSTR. Azure Synopsys, substring and char index. Azure Synopsys is a SQL product only. So it support what? SQL Server syntax as it is. Then PostgreSQL, it's having what? The substring plus substring. It is telling what? A string position. It's having one function called string position. It's similar to INSTR. That INSTR is not there in PostgreSQL. It's there what? String position. Like that, learn one, other will be easy. Whenever you get a chance to work on the database, you can work easily. With this, I'm just wanted to tell you, if you know one, other will be easy. Now in the classroom, okay, I will be giving the softwares to you. Okay, one is software installation steps. Okay, this is to install Oracle software in your system. Okay, you can go and download from this link. You can download. Okay, Oracle SQL Developer folder. Step by step, I mention how we can install this Oracle database, how you can configure. Okay, same way the SQL Server one also I provided here. Okay, you can go ahead and install. You can go ahead and install. If you stuck or if you get any issues, you can ping me in the group or you can ping me, okay, separately. Either way is fine. But I expect ping in the group that will help so that others also will understand what errors you are getting. The first thing is you have to install the software. For that, I gave this link document. I'll upload in the Google Drive. You can go ahead and give the access you can do. Now, SQL Workbench, some people will be using SQL Workbench, okay, to connect to the database, like how we are having a, okay, uh, okay, Oracle, this stored and all, okay. Same way, some companies, they'll be using SQL Workbench. It's a tool, it's not a database, it's a tool, okay, to connect to the database and all. You can connect whatever database you want, okay, then you can start working. This one also, I just gave the software here. You can install and you can connect to the Oracle database. It's up to you. That what you can say, steps I provided here. How you can download, how you can set up, and how you can connect to the Oracle database. Okay, these connections are related to Oracle. Then I provide SQL Server installation document also. You can click on this link, it will download. Then after that's a normal software. Double click on that setup. Click, 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 click. It will take maybe 20 to 30 minutes of time. Installation will complete. So this is the two Oracle and I providing a SQL Server. Postgres, if you want, that also I'll provide, or you can check in the internet and you can download. That's about what? Installation part. I'm expecting everyone to go through this document, install. If you're stuck, you can ping me. I'll be there to help you. Is that clear? Fine. Arjun, I install the software. Okay. I install the software. Once I install, what can be done? Okay. So for that installation, okay. Also, I just gave these notes. Okay. You can go how to install the software. Okay. I just mentioned here in the real time. In the real time, you are not the responsible person to install the software and everything. Oracle database, SQL Server. You will not be creating that and all. That installation will be taken care by the admin people. Will be taken care. Admin people will be taking care. They will install the software. They'll buy the systems. Okay, whichever operating system license they require, they'll buy. Okay, and they will install network configuration. They will do, and they'll create Oracle software. They'll create a users. They'll upgrade the software. Each and everything will be done by DBA. But in the classroom, You are the DBA, you are the student, you are the learner, everything. So you have to download the software from Google or the drive, what I'll be sharing. Then you can go ahead and do double click, click, next. In one screen, it will ask you password, confirm password. Okay. Everyone, I request to install Oracle mandatorily. Then SQL Server null is up to you. That also we will install before starting this Azure. Okay. ADF and all. That time I will be showing the steps again. But immediately you have to install Oracle. SQL Server also install and keep it ready because that will be using again while covering Azure ADF and all. Okay, fine. Now, in one screen, it asks you for the password, confirm password. Don't use because if you use, it will take as a different in your password. Then click, next. It installation will complete in 5 to 10 minutes. The password, what you are giving, it's a case sensitive in Oracle. Okay. If you are giving in uppercase only, you should try letter point of time. Arjun, what you're trying to say? I'll open this command line. What is this one? I'm going to cover. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay. Here, connector, batch. Okay. I'm just telling something. Our system, Akshara. Okay. Password. It's saying invalid username or password because my password is Akshara, but not in a lower case. It's in uppercase. I have to give in uppercase only. Then only it will connect. Then only it will connect. This is called which one? Akshara uppercase I have to give. Then only it will connect. It's a case sensitive. Then once you install the software, once the software is installed, that is nothing but what? That is nothing but what? Okay. This is your database. This is your database. Here you install Oracle software. Okay. Now, if you want to perform some commands, okay, select to, create to, each and everything, if you want to execute, you should have what? Interface. Interface. That interface is called, one is command line. One is command line you can use. Another one is GUI. What you can use? GUI, graphical user interface tool you can use. Okay. So command line is nothing but it's a SQL command line you can use. Okay. Or putty and all will be using in a real time. If you are working Oracle database side and all, leave it. Okay. And here means Toad, SQL developer tool, or SQL workbench. Like that, people will be using a GUI tool. GUI tool. But whether it's a command line, whether it's a GUI tool, both of this one, you have to connect to the what? Same database. You have to connect to the what? Same database. But the way you'll be performing the command here and here, it's not going to change. But the commands are same. Commands are same. Okay. But here means it will show some color and all here. Like this insert command, it will show color. But if you run the same insert command here, it will not have any color and all here. It's a command line. Pure command line you have to type. You have to type. Arjun, I'm telling. Okay. Then I will tell Pradeep. Okay. One more record I'm inserting it. If I do here, it will show Pradeep. Okay. Here it is showing I'll do commit or whatever it is. Commit whatever it is. Okay. Now you can see. Okay. Sorry, one second. Commit. Okay. You can see here Arjun and Pradeep record. What is this commit and all I'm going to cover. So here, if you run, it will show in a color one. Okay. Here, if you do, it won't be showing any color and all. Okay. That's the only difference now will be there. But the command, what you're going to run, it will be same. It will be same. Just give me a minute. Okay. So I hope you understood, okay, what is this command line and GUI, okay? So both will be used if you are going to work as a Oracle PLSQL developer, okay? As I said, this course is for data engineer, for PLSQL developer, business analyst, okay? Anyone you can use, but if you're going for PLSQL developer, you'll be using both command line and tool. No, no, Arjun, or I'm going for business analyst role, but my database is Oracle, okay? They'll be using GUI tool mostly as a business analyst. Okay, you'll not be touching the command line, but still I'll be covering a both. It's up to you which one you'll be using in the project, based on which project, which role you are going. Fine. Now that's what I mentioned here. Once you install, these are the interfaces you'll be using command line or GUI. Arjun, I want to open the command line. How will you open? Once your Oracle software is installed, once your Oracle software is installed, open run SQL command line here, right click, run as administrator. Run as administrator, yes or no? Yes, it will open. Here you can connect whatever user you want, you can connect. System, and you can say Arjun, Akshara, it will connect. Once you connect, you can do whatever you want. Whatever you want. No, no, Arjun, my project, I wanted to use the Toad. They're using a Toad. I want to use the Toad. Click on session, new connection. You just do system, Akshara. You just click connect, it will connect. This is a GUI tool. This is a command line tool. What we'll be using, it's up to you. I'll be covering both. Okay. You can practice, listen very carefully with respect to SQL alone. I'm telling you, SQL alone. I will be covering in the classroom. I'll be covering in the classroom. Okay. In the command line. Command line. Okay. You can practice, okay, from your end when you're practicing. Either you can practice in the Toad or SQL developer, anyone you can use to practice. It's up to you. Arjun, why? Why you will be using the command line? Why not see a Toad or a SQL developer? Reason I will tell you. Listen carefully here again. Listen carefully again here. So here I connected. I ran the insert command. I did a select statement. Now I'll go and do selector. I'm missing a T star from or selector star from T 300. It is giving error. Oh, why error? Select a star from T1 where department number equal to 10. It's giving error. So what and all errors is coming? How I am fixing? How the results are coming? I'll be telling in the classroom very clearly. The syntax and each and everything. But that notes part, what error you got, each and everything, you cannot keep everything in your mind. What I can do here is, okay, I can go and I can say, okay, I can go, I'll just rename this one, first class, okay. Uh, I'll just rename this one also. I'll tell you why I'm keeping underscore, first class, okay. This path I can take, I can just go and say here, spool. Listen carefully. What I'm telling, spool, and I will save here. What is this one? I'll say first class dot dot. What is spool? Spool is the option. Whatever I'm typing in the command line, it will save automatically into one file. For that purpose, I will use the spool. Spool, this one, path where I want to save file name. If I click enter now, you can see here one file is created called first class. One file is created called what? First class. Now whatever I do, I'll just go and say CLSCR. I'll say connect system. Okay. I'll give wrong password. I'll give wrong password. Okay. I'll give right password. It connect. I will type the create command, create table, something. I'll say ID, number, okay, name, varchar 2 of 10 or whatever it is. Okay, done, it will create. Okay, now I'll just go and say insert into this, okay, values, okay, 1. I'll say Arjun, it will give error, column not allowed here. I'll keep one single quote. I forgot another single quote, it will give error. Okay, then I'll keep another single quote, it will work fine. Then while typing the commit, I'm missing one M and I'm typing. I'm doing purposefully mistake. It is giving error. Okay. Then I will go and say it will work. Then if I write ID names from okay this table, I'm just telling. Okay. It is giving error. Oh, names is not there. I'll say name. it will work fine. It will work fine. But if I go and say where department number equal to 10, it will give error. Like this, I'll be teaching one by one, I'll be covering one by one. But each and every error and all you cannot keep in your mind. Okay. What I can do is starting of the class, I create this file. It will be 0 KB. Now, end of our class, I'll be doing a spool off. Spool off. If I do this one, if I go and check, size is 2 KB. If I open this file, it will show very clearly what and all I performed. This is your, what I can say, classroom practical running notes, you can say. Each and everything will be recorded here automatically in the document. This you can go and check. Oh, Arjun performed this command. Okay. Oh, Arjun performed first wrong password. Right password is connected. Okay. If you give Akshara also, it is giving error. It's a wrong password. It's a wrong password. Okay. But now if you insert, it is giving error. Column not allowed here. Why? He did not kept in a single quotes. But he tried to keep in a single quotes. One single quote he kept, other he did not kept. It gave another error. If you give both right, it is working fine. Like this, each and everything will be there in the document. This will be your classroom practical notes you will be getting daily. By going through this one, you can understand very easily what all things I performed. For that purpose, I'll be using this command line, okay? And I'll be using this pool option. Is it clear? Okay. Perfect. Thank you. That's the same thing I mentioned, how we can connect, okay, in the classroom, in the real time, okay. Real time, you need IP address also. Why? That's a different scenario, okay. You'll be connecting to what? A server where Oracle software will be installed. See, in the classroom, if you're connecting here, session, new connection, you just give username and password, you can connect. But in the real time, we need to provide this host also. What is host, Arjun? Post Azure. Okay, that is nothing but in the real time, okay, you may be, let me open something. Okay, you just go and say here, okay, in the real time, right? In the real time, okay, this is your customer. Let's say you got a job, you're working at TCS or Infosys. There you are working for one customer, let's say ABC customer. Which customer? ABC customer. That customer data they're storing Oracle database. This customer is from, let's say, US. That means this database where they created or they installed is nothing but in the US. That server IP address is 10.10.10.121. Each system will have an IP address. Here they install Oracle software server. Now you got a job in a TCS. You tag to this customer. That means you tag to this customer means you are a PLSQL developer or a SQL developer or Azure or whatever it is. This is your customer. Then what you have to do? From your laptop, you have to connect to this database. How you can connect? Your laptop will have an IP address. From your laptop, you have to make a connection to this database. Then what you should know? This database, username you should know, password you should know, plus you should know IP address. Then only you can make a connection between these two. Otherwise, you cannot make it. That's what in the real time, you should know IP address also. In the classroom, you no need to do because the database is installed in your laptop and you're practicing also from same laptop, it's not required. But in real time, you should know IP address also. Okay, and I mentioned the clear screen. If you want to clear what all you did, CLSCR you will do. Show user means which user you connected. I connected system user, it will show. Like that, I gave these options. Okay, what is spool? I just covered just now. Spool is nothing but whatever you're performing in the SQL command line, those command, if you want to save in one file as English statement automatically you'll go for spool file path file name you can give, and file path file name should not contain spaces. If it is having a spaces, it gives some error. That's why I changed my folder names and file names to not to have what space, not to have what space. That's what I covered. How to paste in the command line? If you want to copy and paste this path, okay, this path, okay, this path. If you wanted to copy and paste here, okay, if you want to copy and paste here, what you can do? One is Control V, you can do Control V or right click, okay, or Alt space bar, edit and paste. Like that, I just gave the options here. It's up to you. This is all about till here. No, Arjun. Okay, I forgot my password. Then what to do? I provided the steps. If at all, if you forget the password, whatever you gave while installing Oracle software, you can reset by connected to sys user and you can reset. I just provided here. If you really forget the password, you perform the steps, or if you stuck, let me know. You can do it. Okay, fine. No, Arjun, in the real time, if you forget what I have to do, you have to ask your DBA team or you have to ask the team lead by raising some ticket and all. You have to check with the DBA team. Okay, if you forget the password, they will reset the password and they will give you. They will give you. Arjun, I want to create my own user. How we can create? I provide the steps. These steps you have to do mandatorily. Once you install the software, what you do? Okay, I'll just go and say spool. This is the path. I can say first class dot append. Append means now it will add to the existing document. Then I will say, okay, how to create a new user. I'll say first you connect to which user? Sys user, system user. I'll say connect system Akshara done. Then create a new user. Then create a new user. How to create? Okay, create user, whatever user you want, you can create. Whatever user you want, you can create. It's up to you. Okay, I'll say here, okay, ADE SQL, okay, SQL is the user identified by password. Password is Akshara. Akshara. Done. Once this is done, give DBA access to user. Then what I will do? Grant to DBA to this ADE SQL user. Then connect with what user? What I will do? Connect ADE SQL Akshara. Sorry, ADE SQL Akshara. So how we are having a system user? Now I have my own user. I have my own user. Okay, we created and we connected. So once you install Oracle software, I request every one of you, you go and create your own user by connecting to which user? System user. Arjun, why? System is Oracle internal user, okay? DBA user. This you don't use it. You create your own user and we can do all the practice and everything in that user only. Is it clear? Is it clear, everyone? Fine. Okay, this client and server, you leave it. Okay, fine. Okay, and if you want to practice, okay, Oracle WebEx you can use, but don't worry, I'll be telling if you don't have software, then Azure SQL, that Azure cloud only we can create Azure SQL database. There also you can practice, leave it. And this is about what versions, all those things, which version Oracle came. This also is not required for you, leave it. This is all about which one? Installation part. That is nothing but, that is nothing but, okay, let me type here. What we discussed? What we discussed? What is SQL? What is RDBMS database? Which RDBMS database we will learn? Okay. If you learn one RDBMS, okay. If you learn SQL in one RDBMS database, working on other databases will be easy, simple, will be same, You'll not be spending time. Second, tools which we will be using. That is what Toad, SQL developer, okay, or workbench, or SSMS tool, or you can say run SQL command line, etc. will be used. Then we discussed how to install the software. Which software? I'm giving link for which one? Oracle and SQL Server. SQL Server. Once you install, how to connect to the database? How to connect to the Oracle database? That's what I covered. Okay. Then what is spool? You understood. What is spool? Before that, you understood. Okay. What is command line? Command line. Okay, you understood. What is spool? You understood. Then you understood how to connect. How to connect. Then you understood how to reset the password if required. Then you understood how to create a new user. You understood. This is what you understood till now. Is it clear? And we use the chat GPT also to tell you why, because whatever I'm telling, you don't need to believe blindly. Okay, for that purpose I'm proving. The another important thing I covered is, okay, if you know SQL, okay, you can work on any okay data related work or project or whatever it is. It will be their lifetime. It will be their lifetime. Okay, until unless data is there, SQL will be there. Data will be there forever. Data is not going to end. Everywhere data is generating. That means SQL will be there. Without a SQL is not possible anything. So we'll be concentrating on the SQL from very basic to in-depth. Let's see how it will go. So what I requested now for you, what is the task you are having? Okay, you have to install, okay, Oracle and SQL Server, okay, in your laptop. For that, I'll be providing the software. That is a task we'll be having as of now. Is it clear, everyone? Okay, thank you so much. Now I'll tell, okay, I'll go, okay, and I'll close this one, okay, this, okay, it will be there. I'll close this one also, let it be, okay, and this, okay, here also I mentioned here how to connect in the classroom, how to connect in the real time in classroom, okay, and what in real time, you understood how it will be there, okay. This links, this screenshot now I'll upload that one, don't worry. Let me close. Paint, let it be. Okay. This I'll close. Code also I'll close it. Or let it be. I need to cover something. SSMS. Okay. This edge boot now I just covered. Okay. I'll close it. Fine. Don't say. Now, Arjun, with this I understood installation part I'll complete, and it gave me confident that yes, I'm going to learn SQL. Then I can work on any database related and everything. Okay. What will be covering everything I understood. Now let's start the SQL. To start the SQL, in SQL, in SQL, the first command is create. We'll be discussing, which is part of DDL. Arjun, what is create? As you know, what is data? Why we need data? What is database? Everything you know. Now the data I want to store somewhere. I want to store. Arjun, what is storing and all? Nothing, right? You're placing order in the Flipkart or Amazon. What will sell? Your order is successfully created. Your order is successfully placed. What does it mean? Which customer, which item, how much quantity they purchased, what is the bill payment method they did. Each and everything they'll be storing somewhere. The storing somewhere is nothing but the table. What we call table. Okay. Anywhere data will be stored in the database in the table format if it is RDBMS. RDBMS. Again, we have OLTP, OLAP, big data. That all I'm going to cover. Don't worry. Okay. Table it will be stored. Now this table, if you wanted to create, you should go for create command. How we can do? I'll just go and say run SQL command line, right click, run as administrator, yes or no, yes. Here what I will do, as usual, I'll create what? Spool file, spool, this is the path. I'll say first class dot dot, and I will say append. Then I have to connect which user? ADE SQL user, I'm connecting. What is the password? Akshara, connected. Once it's connected, CLSCR means what? Clear screen. Show user means what? Which user I connected. Now what I want to do? I want to create table to store, okay, your data. You means you are a student. How to create? Okay, this is the syntax which we are having. This is a syntax which you're having. Okay, how to define the structure of the table? This is the syntax. This is the syntax. This is nothing but it's a comments. Whatever I keep it with a hyphen or this is called comments. That means this will not be executed as a command. It will consider English statements. What is the syntax? Syntax is create table name, open parenthesis, close parenthesis, and what columns, and what we're having data type. That is nothing but which table, what columns you wanted to keep, and what is the data type. Arjun, what you're trying to say? I want to create you. You means you are a student. I'll say create table. What is the table name? Okay. I'll say student. Sorry. Create table student. Here some spelling mistake is there. That's what student. Okay. And this student, what all you wanted to store? This about this student, I wanted to store their ID, their name, their mobile number, their gender, their fees, their date of joining, their mail ID, okay, their Aadhaar number, their PAN card number, their address, okay, etc., etc. I wanted to, it's up to me. What and all I wanted to store in my database, all I'll be keeping like this as a columns, but it will give error. Okay, don't worry. Why? Need to specify the data type for this column. For this column, what is this one, Arjun? ID you are telling, fine. But this ID, what kind of data it will store? Is it a number? Is it a character? Is it alphabets? Is it alphanumeric value? It's a dates that we have to specify. That is called data type. Data type. Data type is nothing but what kind of data is allowed for this column. That we have to specify. Is it clear? Okay. So what is the data types? We have a number of data types that I will come back. Now what I will do is create a table. Okay. Create table. Okay. What is data type? Let me tell you here. What is data type? Is nothing but, okay, what kind of data is allowed for that column, okay, that we can specify by using, okay, data type. We have different data type called number, okay, char, varchar2, long, clob, blob, date, timestamp, okay, like that we are having a number of things. This is in Oracle. If you go to SQL Server, it will be different. It will be there into, long, big into, small into, like that all there. That you leave it. Okay. This I'm talking about Oracle. Okay, fine. Now, okay, Arjun, this many columns I don't need. I just need only some of the things. What I can do? Create table. I can say student. I need ID. This is what? Number. Only numbers. Then I need a name. That will be what? Varchar 2 of 10. What is 2 and all? Don't worry, I will cover. Then it's a data type. You don't worry. It will accept alphanumeric value. Okay. Then I wanted to store mobile number. That have what? 10 digits of number. Then I have a gender. Gender will have what? One character, M or F or T, whatever it is. Then I have a fees. What is fees? Number of 7 comma 2. What is this one, Arjun? Let's say your fees is 5,000. Then I'm telling on top of the GST, TST, whatever is there is there. Then your fees is coming 5,350 rupees dot 60 paisa. The 60 paisa, if you wanted to store, you have to go for each one. This decimals. Okay, fine. I'm going to cover depth again. Right now, I'm just talking about table name and column names. I'm talking data types. I'm going to cover depth again. Don't worry. I want to store date of joining. I'll say date. Then what I will do? Close parenthesis, and I'll do what? Done. What happened? Table is created. Whatever I created the table, okay. Whatever I created the okay, table. If I want to see the structure, describe. What is this one? To see structure of the table, what we created, okay. Use describe. What I'll say? Describe student. It will give you the student table. It's having ID, number, name, and all its tell. What is this null? Don't worry, I'm going to cover later. It will show. Now, do you have any data? How to see data? You'll say select a star from student. There is no data. Data will come later point of time. Don't worry. Like this, we can create the table. We can create the table. How many columns? N number of columns you can keep. Data types you can keep based upon your requirement. But there are some rules are there. For everything, there will be some rules. What the rules? We are having here around, okay, 10 to 12 rules are there. You can go ahead and read, okay. What is this one is nothing but, I'll just go and do quickly here. What that rules is nothing but create a table. Table name is, okay. Akshara, student, Azure, data engineer, okay. Engineer, SQL, okay. Class, student, SQL class, student. I'll say ID, number, name, varchar 2 of 10. It will give error. Why? There is some rule. It should have only 30 characters till some version. Based upon the version, it will be different. But there will be some rules about what? Your table name length. Okay, Arjun. Okay, it's having this error. What is ED I pressed? Don't worry. I'm going to cover. Don't worry. Okay. Now this is giving error. I'll go and change it. Okay. I'll say, okay, 6th June, 6th June, okay, Akshara or ADE, SQL student. What is telling? It's giving error. Why? Invalid table name. It should not start with the number. Okay, I'll remove this one. I'll say the underscores, okay, 6th June, okay, 6th June. I'll type this one. It will give again error because it should not start the special character. Okay. I'll go and use ADE underscore ADE space SQL space student. It will give error because it should not contain spaces. Okay. No, Arjun. Okay. I wanted to say my table name is insert. It will give error. Why? You should not use reserved words. Which word? The reserved word. What is the reserved word? Create to, insert to, select to, some meaning is an oracle. You cannot use that one. Like this, rules are there. These rules, okay, you have to just remember or not remembering, fine. But what I wanted to tell you is, if it is giving any error while creating a table, okay, with a line number or something, just check these rules will be there. What are the rules? Okay, first rule is what? Table should be having some length. Okay, if it's having more than that one, it will give error. Okay. Second one, you should start with always alphabets. You should not be using a reserved word. You should not contain spaces. No, Arjun, I have two words. I want to keep the space. Order, space, details. Don't keep that one. Keep what? Underscore. This is what people will be using in the real time. Order underscore details, patient underscore details, account underscore details. And okay, in one user, two table names should not be same. You know this one. In this database, you cannot create a two table names with the same name. You cannot do. Okay. What is this one? One second. Okay. In this, you cannot create a table with like this T1 number. Again, you cannot do. Why? With this name, already table is available. You cannot create one more table with the same name. The same name. It will give error. Like that, it's having the rules. Rules. Okay. Based upon these rules only, you have to create the table. Without following the rules, you cannot create the table. Is it clear? I can go through each role. I covered 5 to 6 rules, but it's not required. Okay, you can go and check these rules. You'll be able to understand. Or while giving, if you're getting any error and all, come and check the rule. Okay, so that you'll be knowing it why it is giving error. Fine. Okay. Now, Arjun, you created a student table. Student table. Okay. Student table you created. Okay. Now you created T1 table. How many tables I created total? Till now, how many tables I created in ADE underscore SQL user or SQL database? How will you know? You don't need to remember. If you want to see, if you want to see all list of tables, all list of tables, run this query, it will give you. It will give you whatever tables you created. You created two tables, student and T1. It will give you. If you go and create one more table here, create a table T2, ID number, name varchar 2 of 10. Like this, if you create, now if you go and run this query, it will give you three tables. You no need to remember which tables and all is there. Okay. If you run this query, it will give you. But if you're working in the project, once you get the job, you will be knowing it. Day one, you may be knowing it 2 to 3 tables. Day two, 5 tables. If you spend 5 to 6 months of the time in the project, you'll be knowing which are all tables is using very frequently if you're in a support project. If you're in a development project, day one, you'll be creating the table. Day two, this one. Day three, this one. Slowly, if your project is 3 months to 6 months of project, you'll be creating daily some of the tables, some of the tables. At the end of the project, if you go and see, it may have 50, 100, 200 tables based upon what project you are working. If you want to know at the end of your project what all tables are there, if you run this query to show this is in a Oracle. Oracle. But if you go to SQL Server, it will be different. If you go to SQL Server, okay, select table name from user underscore tables. What is this table? It's a table, okay, which will Oracle provided table, which will store what are all tables we created. Similar in SQL Server. Similar in SQL Server. If you do it, will give that is called information underscore schema, something it will give. Information underscore schema dot tables. Okay. If you run this query, if you run this query, it will give you what are all tables are there. What are all tables are there. SSMS I closed. Okay. It will give you. Let me run. Just the concept to here, what you should understand is what are all tables I'm going to create. The database is going to keep the details in one place that also is a table, but those tables are provided by Oracle, internal to Oracle. If you run this one, it will give in this information, sorry, what is the schema? Table type base schema. In this Arjun data user, how many tables we have? Only we have 1 second. It's expanding. It is showing here also. We have only one table called T1. It's showing only T1. Showing only T1. If you have a more tables, it will show more tables here. Okay. Based upon what you are doing it. Based upon what you are doing. Clear? Okay. Just underlying database will be changing. Accordingly, queries will be changing. If you wanted to see what are all tables, there will be some query. In Oracle, it's this one. SQL Server, it will be changing. Fine. But which table, what columns are there? How will you know, Arjun? If you run this query, it will give you. Okay. See, total 3 tables are there. But I wanted to know which table, what queries are, columns are there. You can run this table. We have this column. This table, we have this column. This table, we have these 2 columns. Like that, you can run. Again, if you go equivalent one SQL Server, it will be there. table underscore columns. With that part, I'm not touching now, but I just gave that feel to you or understanding to you. With this, you know how to create a table. How to create a table. Yes, Arjun, I know, but you did not to cover this data types, Arjun. Data types, Arjun. Yes, I did not cover, but I'll just go and cover it now in 10 minutes. But is it clear till now without the data types? Without the data types, is it clear? I know I'm covering. No one is asking any doubt. Okay. That means really you are understanding everything. That's how I'm taking. Otherwise, you are not understanding. Still, you are telling yes. Okay. If you really understand telling yes, I'm so happy. But really, if you have a doubt and not asking, okay, that is not good for you, good for me. So please ask a doubt if you are having anything. No doubt, clear? Fine. Now let me go ahead and tell you about this data types part. Okay, this data types part is nothing but, okay, let me, okay, go ahead and show you here. Okay, okay. So these are the data types which we are having in what? In what? Oracle. I'm telling Oracle. Okay, number, character, character to this one. I can go and ask immediately. Okay, these data types are in Oracle. Give similar one in SQL Server in table format. Give me comparison with comparison. It will give. I'll cover what is this one, each and everything. But before that, I'm telling you here. Here we're having a number, but in a SQL Server we have decimal or numeric. Here we're having a number without precision. There a float int big int. Here we're having a char, same like a char. Varchar 2, it's a varchar. Here we call as a long, there we call as a text. Here we call a clob, there we call a varchar max. Here we have a blob, they're having a var binary. Here we're having a date. They also have a date in SQL Server, date type. Our timestamp we are having here. There in SQL Server, there date time to and whatever date time. Okay, so now we'll go on to cover, okay, one by one this one in Oracle. What is number, Arjun? Whether it's a Oracle, SQL Server, doesn't matter. Number data type, if you will go, if your input data is having only numbers like ID, mobile number, okay, that if you wanted to store, you'll go for number data type. 0 to 9 you wanted to store. And it's having what? Width property. What is width property? Okay, mobile number, number of 10. This 10 we call width property or precision. As is telling here, precision. Okay, you can tell. Okay, width or precision, width property or precision. You can tell. That means what? For this mobile number column, I will accept what? Only numbers, but that number should be maximum 10. What does it mean? Okay, you can go and say mobile number, number of 10. That means what? If you give more than 10, it will give error. It will give error. But if you give 10, it will work. But less than 10, it will work. Arjun, you said number of 10. What does it mean? Maximum is 10. But less than 10, it will accept. It will accept. Arjun, you are telling less than 10, it will accept, but this is wrong. Why it is wrong? Anyone's number, if it is having more than 10, I know it's a wrong number. Less than 10 also wrong number. This should not accept, Arjun. But this will not check that one. It will say mobile number, number of 10. It will take up to 10 and it will accept it. If you give more than 10, it will not accept. But up to 10, it will accept. But this is wrong, Arjun. Yes, I know wrong. Then how will you restrict this one, Arjun? How will you correct it? That's where we have to go for concept called constraints. What is constraints? I'm going to cover later point of time in the coming classes. Primary key, unique key, check key, default, and all will be there. This will take around 1.5 hour session. Okay. If you give mobile number of 10, less than 10 also it will accept. But if you don't want to accept less than 10, We have to add this one. Hey, mobile number is number of 10. But if someone is giving less than 10, don't accept. How to tell? Check the mobile number, whatever they are giving, that length is having a 10 digits. Then only we accept it. Less than 10 is coming. Don't accept it. Like that, we have to specify this one. This is called constraints. Right now, we're discussing the data types. By default, the data type will accept less than that one also. If you don't want to accept, you have to go for constraint. Is it clear? Constraints we can discuss later point of time. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay. Next. Okay. This you understood. Then nodes it's having with the property you said ID. If I say number of three, what does it mean? It will accept nine also, two digits also, three digits also. It will accept. But if you four digits, it will give error. It will give error. But if I say ID just a number, I am not giving any width property. I'm not giving any width property. Then what it will do? ID will accept any number, big, this much big number we can store in this number data type because you are not restricting how many digits you can store. Then by default, 38 digits we can store. How many digits? 38. Again, based upon the versions or something, it can vary. I'm just telling you can store big number, big number. So you understood with property without with property. But Arjun, I wanted to store the decimal values. Like this, I wanted to store. If you want to store a number only, but that number contains a decimal value, then go for number of two. One is a decimal, how many decimal you want, how many whole number you want. Okay, that's what it is showing here. Again, what is telling here? Okay, P and S. Okay, P and S. Okay, you can consider it is okay. How many whole numbers, how many decimals? I'm telling number of 7 comma 2 means people will misunderstanding. They will think that two decimals, seven whole numbers. That is wrong. Totally seven digits. Total is how many digits? Seven. In that two for decimals. Remaining five for what? Whole number. That means before dot five digits, after dot two digits, I will accept maximum. But people misunderstand two decimal, seven whole number. That is wrong. That is wrong. This kind of things will be doing it wherever you wanted to store the decimal value. Like you'll go to shop, your billing will come. Okay, the decimals they wanted to store. Petrol you are filling. Okay, we'll say full tank. Okay, it come 500 rupees dot 60 paisa or 2,500 rupees or 70 paisa. The paisas and all, if you wanted to store decimal value, you'll go for this kind of notation. Okay, fine. So you understood, okay? Without with property, with one with property, with what decimal and what whole number with property, you understood this thing. I'm just telling fees of number of five Arjun. But if I miss the decimal value, I'm not telling 5 comma 2 or something. I'm just telling you 5. But if I give the decimal value for this column, what will happen? Nothing. If you're giving this value to this column, it will round it and it will store. If I give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.78, it will round it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and it will store. If I give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.45, it will round it to 4, 5 and it will store. If you miss the decimal value. Arjun, what you're trying to say? Create a table, T3, okay, name, varchar 2 of 10, fees, number of 5. Done. Insert into T3, values, name, Arjun, fees, 5,000.60 paisa. Actually here, decimal value to store, I did not kept anything. It will not give any error. It will accept. It will accept. If I go and say, okay, Pradeep, 5,000.40 paisa, it will store. But if you go and see, mine is stored as a 5,001, Pradeep stored as what? 5,000. 5,000. That's what it will happen. That's what it will happen for this one. Is it clear? Is it clear? Every point is important. Okay. I'm not covering which is not important. It may be important based on what kind of role you are going. Again, I'm telling you. Okay, fine. These are very, very basics, which you should know very clearly. Fine. No, Arjun, I wanted to store number, but my mobile number is having a +91 and all. They have to store separately, country code separately, mobile number column separately. If you want to show this plus symbol also, you have to go for varchar2, not the number, not the number. This is all about which one? Number vector. No, Arjun, I wanted to store, okay, numbers, alphabets, special characters, everything I wanted to store. You have to go for char or varchar2. But this char is not having a width property. It's not mandatory. It's optional. Okay. If you're not providing any width property, it considers what? One. It considers what? One. That's what had happened in the SQL server also. I just created a table like this. If you noticed, okay, create a table, okay, T3 ID, okay, int name, varchar. I'm just keeping like this. I'm just keeping like this. If table is created successfully. But if you go and if you say refresh, okay, can you see here table? In the table T3, if you go and describe this one, you can go script table, okay, as create command. You see here how it's created. It's created as a name varchar of 1. I did not give this one. I did not give this one. But by default, it considers what? 1 if you're not giving anything. If you're not giving anything. Similar way here in a char, if you're not giving anything, by default, it considers a 1. If you want, you can give the width property, but maximum it will store how many characters? 2000 characters we can store here. That means we can say name or char of 2000 maximum you can store. You can store. So F name, you can say char of 10, okay? It can store what? Up to 10 characters. But if you're giving less than 10 characters, it is going to occupy remaining space also in the database. What do you mean database? In the hard disk, in the hard disk, okay, for first name, you are giving what? 5 characters. You to go and store 5 characters, 5 bytes is going to occupy, but remaining 5 bytes, it is going to keep the spaces. It will be wasting the memory, the char, if you are giving what? Lesser characters than what you specified. But maximum you can store what? 2000. It can store what? All these things. All these things. What do you by char of 10? In a database, data will be stored where hard disk. Hard disk means it will have some size. Out of 500 GB hard disk, 10 bytes it is going to occupy because of this entry. Even though you're having Arjun as a 5 characters, remaining 5, it is going to keep a spaces and it's going to waste the memory. That is called what? Char. But you can store mix of everything. Number, character, alphabet, anything if you wanted to store, you can store in the char data type. Char data type. No, no, Arjun, I don't want to waste the memory. Go for varchar2. What is varchar2? It's the same like a char, but lacks of what? 4000 characters maximum, not 2000. And if you say varchar2 of 10, if you give less than 10 also, it is going to occupy only that 5 bytes of memory. It is not going to occupy complete space. It is going to occupy only 5 bytes. It is not going to waste the memory. This is called which one? Varchar2. Arjun, what you're trying to say? If I go and tell, create a table, T4, ID, number, first name, I'll say char, middle name, I'll say char of 10, I'll say last name, varchar2 of 10, okay, and I'll tell one more also, okay, first name, middle name, last name, and I'll say maybe quotes or no, okay, which will be mail ID or surname. I'll just do varchar of 10. I'm keeping varchar also. If you go ahead and see the table structure, what is telling? ID number. But for first name, I just said char. I did not set any width property. It will take as a 1. Middle name, I said 10, it will take a 10. Last name, I said varchar of 10, it will take a 10. But if you see for surname, I give varchar. We don't have any varchar data type. In Oracle, enter it will take a varchar2 only. Varchar 2 only. Even though I give varchar, it will take out varchar 2 only. Okay, so this varchar 2, okay, what it will do is it will be actually 10 bytes of space it is going to store if you are giving for surname. If you are giving lesser, it will occupy lesser. That's what I kept here. Varchar data type we don't have in Oracle. Varchar data is preserved for Oracle for internal purpose. As a developer, we cannot use Varchar. If you use Varchar, internet take as what? Varchar 2 only. With this, are you clear? Char, varchar 2, and what? Okay, varchar. Are you clear? Char, varchar, varchar 2. Are you clear? Okay. Thanks, Pradeep. What you are telling? So it should be fees number 5 comma 2. Yeah, if you need decimals, yes, Pradeep, you are right. Okay. You should give, if you wanted to store the decimal, okay. If you wanted to store the decimal, okay, yes, you should give like this. If you give fees number of okay, number of 5 comma 2, then you can give like a 900.50 paisa. You cannot give 5000.50 paisa. It give error. It give error. Why? 5 comma 2 means 2 for decimal, remaining 3 for whole number. If you say 2 for decimal, you are giving 4, you are giving for whole number, it will give error. So you should do fees, I'll say number of 8 comma 2 or something. That means your fees can be, okay, whole numbers can be 6 digits. 6 digits fees, 2, 2 digits for decimals. Clear? Based upon your requirement, you have to take a decision and see. Thank you. Okay, fine. So these are about char, var, char2 and everything. Then what is long, Arjun? See, long is same like your varchar2, varchar2. But long we can store only 4000. Sorry, varchar2 you can store up to 4000 only. Long means you can store up to 2 GB, 2 GB data per row we can store. Per row we can store. Okay. No, Arjun. Okay. I want to store more than 2 GB. You can go for CLAB. CLAB means what? You can store up to 23 GB data per row. It's same like a varchar2. It will accept number, characters, and everything. But up to 23 GB data we can store. Full form of CLAB is character large object. In one table, you can have only one long data type. But CLAB means you can have n number of long, n number of CLAB data types. Arjun, what you're trying to say is, okay, create a table T4. If I say name varchar2 of 10, I wanted to store about your schooling details. Schooling details means where you studied, which class you studied, how much you scored, who was your class teacher, what all sports you are playing, till 10th standard, how much you scored, each and everything I wanted to store. That characters can come more than 4000. Then I will go for long. I want to store college details. That also go more than 4000. I want to say long. And I wanted to say your okay job details. That also will go more than 4000 long. I want to store about your marriage, after marriage details, long. Okay, like this, if you want to do, I can do. But your table can have only one data type called long. We cannot have more than one. Then what you can do? You can go on to change to everything to CLAB. CLAB means you can have more than one column data type as a CLAB. CLAB you can have. Okay, CLAB means you can have up to 23 BG data per row. Per row. Okay, you can store. No, no, Arjun, I want to store my photos or images in the database. You know, group one, group two, or Naukri also. You'll go and upload your resume. It's a resume and your photo. Even LinkedIn also will upload your photo. Let's see if the LinkedIn, they're storing the data in the backend in Oracle database. I'm just telling you. Then they should be having one data type called, okay, photo, and the data will be BLAB. What is BLAB? Binary large object. It is used to store what? Your images or photos and everything. No, Arjun, I wanted to store the dates. You have to go for date type. What is the date? my date of joining, my date of completion, my marriage date, my birth date, okay, someone's death date, okay, order date, purchase date, order delivery date, each and everything. If you want to store in the database, you should go for date data type. In Oracle, it will accept date, month, year format. Date, month, year format. If you go SQL Server, it will be different. Year, DD, some format will accept. But in Oracle, it will accept this format by default. If you give this format, it will accept. But if you give different format, it will give error. Note the different format also, it has to accept. Then you have to go for conversion functions. Which functions? Conversion functions that will see later point of time, leave it. Again, don't take me wrong. All this and all will be there in ADF. It will be in a Synapse. Okay, it will be in a Pyspark. Wherever you go, concept will be same. That also I prove. Now only wait for some time. Wait for some time. This is what date. No, Arjun, along with the date, I wanted to store something. You have to go for timestamp. It will show hour, minute, seconds, time zone, everything it will show. That is called which one? Timestamp. You can do. While covering this one, someone asked, Arjun, can I store the negative values in the number data? You can store negative values also. It will accept. No need to get that out. It will accept. This is all about which one? This is all about which one? These data types. Number, okay, char, varchar2, long, clog, and what? blog, and what? Date and timestamp. Are you clear?
I have a doubt.
Please go ahead.
After we state every data type for our columns, do we have
Mhm.
the option to import it from Excel if we have the
Yeah,
data
yeah,
in
yeah,
Excel?
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. That is called, now what you're telling is, okay, I'm just telling you. I have a table called student, okay, with ID name, okay, piece, okay. Now my client is sending data, okay, in CSV format, which is having, okay, student data. How to load student underscore CSV data into student table. This is what you're asking, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Now, this is the task. Listen very carefully. Thank you for asking. Anyhow, I want to touch that one. This task is common. If you're working, it's a common. Whether you work in Oracle, SQL Server, wherever it is. Oracle, SQL Server, okay, wherever it is. Pyspark, wherever you go, it will be same. Now I'll ask in Oracle. I'll tell you the steps. Okay. In Oracle, if you wanted to load, one is external table option we are having. Another one is util underscore file option we are having. Or else normal in the Toad and all, we're having okay, import export options we're having. Import export options we're having. Like this we can do in Oracle. Are you clear? Arjun, what you're trying to say. Okay. If you go to the Toad, I'm just telling the Toad, go to utilities. One second. One second. Utilities, external tools. Sorry, one second. This one, utilities. Yeah, sorry. Database, click on import, okay. Import to source files, import table data, okay. You are importing data to table, then say okay, okay. Then which one? Which user? Our user is ADE user, ADE. Where is that user? Why? Okay, sorry, one second. New connection, ADE SQL, Akshara, fine. Okay, I'm just showing you. Okay, debug, so database, click on import, click on table data. Okay, source files or whatever it is. Okay, you can go and say ADF table, which table you want to do, student, commit or don't commit, show data. It's not having any data. It's not having any data. Okay, you can do. Okay, execute wizard. Okay, if you click, okay, then text file. Okay, file. The wizard space for details. How you'd like to import data, please select text file. Okay, or CSV, Excel, whatever it is. Click next. You can go and say where is your file, select, blah blah blah, follow the steps. You'll be able to import the data into this table. Is it clear? I'm not showing you the entire thing, but are you clear?
Yes.
Okay, now this you have to do. Okay. No, Arjun. This is a manual work, Arjun. Ashish, listen very carefully and everyone. My customer is sending daily morning 10 o'clock file and is asking me to load to this table by 10:05. Then what I have to do? Daily I will wake up and I will open the laptop, 10 o'clock I will connect and I click, and I will do it. This is manual. No, Arjun, I want to do this one automatically. Then you have to go for coding. Coding is what? External table and underscore file. If you use this one, you can do coding in Oracle. No, Arjun, I want to do in a Pyspark. You can do. I'll just tell you. Okay. This requirement I will give as it is to ChatGPT. How to do? How to do in Oracle? Okay. And what? Pyspark I will tell directly. Pyspark. Pyspark. Okay. Give me the code. See here. In Oracle means let's say this file, some sample file it is giving. Oracle database. You can use SQL loader, external table. Both are same. Okay. Load data. This is the file into this table. This script, if you go and run, right, it will read data from this file and load to this table, this script. This is what automatic method by using SQL loader. This command you have to do. External table also it will do. Okay, one more method. This is in Oracle. If you go to Pyspark, what you have to do is you have to say spark.read.csv. Where is the file? Okay, that you have to read. It will show. And whatever you read, what you have to do is you have to select the data, and whatever you selected, that data you will be writing into what? This table. For that, you'll be telling your df clean.write. Which one, where you'll be writing? This is Oracle database connection. Okay. And the DB table is student table. And user is ADE user. Okay. And password is Akshara. And mode is what happened? Save. If you run this command, what it will do, it will read this file in the Pyspark, okay, and it is going to read, load this data into which table? Oracle table. Are you clear? Some code will be there. Some code. What is code? Each and everything I'm going to cover in a Pyspark. If someone is there for Azure Data Engineer one. Okay. No, Arjun. I'll be just stopping the SQL. Then we'll be doing this one in Oracle. Okay. Either a manual way, automatic way. No, Arjun, I wanted to do automatic way. Automatic way. This command, you have to go and keep it in the procedure. What is procedure? What is function? What is package? That all different story. SQL will take around 20 to 25 classes. If you want to do more automatic way, that you have to do PLSQL, writing a procedure, function, package, trigger, and all. If you're using Oracle, no, Arjun, I'm not using Oracle to write that code. Okay, my work is to do in a Pyspark, or my work to do in ADF. ADF. Okay, same thing I want to do. I want to do in ADF. It will give you. It will say create the pipelines, create the linked services, create the data sets. Okay, blob storage you create, blah blah blah. Then the pipeline you just go and execute. It load data from file to table. Like this, it will be. It gives the steps. All this we are going to do in the classroom. Okay, CSV file you'll be keeping in some storage. You have to create one linked services to connect to the database Oracle. They have to perform the copy command. This is called activity, which will be there inside ADF. This will be keeping the pipeline and you will be doing it. Am I clear? Am I clear? See, for your question, answer is yes. You can do. You can do. How to do? I'm going to cover. Is that clear? Is that clear? Yeah, but I took a chance to cover again to tell you, if you know one, other one will be easy. The last thing I will tell you, and I will stop it for today. Okay. I'm just telling, select employee number, e-name, salary, department number from EMP, where department number equal to 10 and e-name like percentile A, percentile, order by, okay, salary descending. For this, give give Pyspark code. Okay, for this give Pyspark code. Okay, consider EMP. Okay, table is not there. You have to read. You have to read. You have to read that from file. You see here. This and all you'll be learning in SQL. Later point of time, you'll be waiting for Pyspark. Pyspark, I'll be telling, man, you know this one, each and everything. Same requirement will be doing in a Pyspark, but by using a cluster and all, which will be large amount of data will be there, which will process very quickly. Okay, for that, these two lines you will add, then data will be coming in a file. Then in Oracle or SQL Server, we have a where class, but it's a where class. Here we'll be having something called filter. What will be having something called filter. So what is where class, how it will work, I'm going to cover very depth in SQL. Now, when I go to Pyspark, if I tell, man, whatever you're doing in a where class in a SQL, that is called filter. Do I need to spend more time here? Again, do I need to spend more time here again while covering the filter? I can say this where is nothing but the filter. Where is nothing but filter. This and operator is nothing but Pyspark. This and symbol you have to keep it. Like that, you'll be doing which one? Comparative learning. Comparative learning, you'll be doing it. See, something will be there extra in a Pyspark. I'm not telling. Okay, we're having many things: group by, reduced by, okay, partitioning, bucketing, okay, the get partitions, police, a number of things will be there. Performance tuning, infer schema, all the things will be there. That will be new. That I'll be spending a time. But which is common, you'll be able to understand very quickly. Okay, so you cannot write directly department number. You have to say column of department number equal to 10, and column of ename contains A. Instead of like it will be contains A. Okay, then whatever data comes here, it will read data from this file and keep it in this one. This is called data frame. From the data frame, it will filter only for this data and it will keep again here whatever data comes. Filtered data, it will come. That means in this file, if you're having a department number 10, 20, 30 data, it will read, it will keep it here. From that, it will take only department number 10 with the contains A, it will keep it here. Maybe here, maybe 100 rows will be there. From 100 rows, it will filter only 5 rows to keep it here. That 5 rows, I want to do sorting. The whatever is there in the 5 rows, that 5, select these columns, do sorting based upon this one. The sorted results, you kept here called results. That data you go on to show, it will show you. Are you clear? My intention to tell you is this, if you are able to understand very clearly, which I will be covering, learning Pyspark, learning ADF, learning Synapse, learning Python, it will be easy. If you know one, other will be easy. Is that clear? Everyone? I'll say that's all for today. Okay. I'm stopping it here. Thank you.